Well, here we go. So, I've decided it would be a good idea to put myself for a little challenge. I've, you know, everything's kind of stagnated recently. I've not really been pushing myself, and life's hit a bit of a lull. So I thought, you know what? There's nothing better than a good old challenge to get you going. So I thought, I love the county that I live in. I live in beautiful Cornwall, and I thought, what better way to showcase a bit of that than a challenge that can push myself. But the problem with a challenge is I don't have loads of time that I can take off to do it. I haven't got the time to take months off to hike the Southwest Coast Path, for instance. But I do have a day. I can do a day. So my plan is to cycle the Cornish Way in one day, which is about 200 miles. Now, for a bit of context here, I have done some long distance cycling before. I cycled from Farnham in Hampshire all the way down to Falmouth, near where I live now, in about 4 days. And it was roughly over 100 kilometres per day cycle in those 4 days, which was good. I enjoyed the training for it. I really enjoyed the cycling. I really loved it. But I've never cycled this distance in one day before, or in one go. 195 miles is a lot. It's about 313 kilometers, if I'm correct. It is quite far. So it's going to hurt. And, you know, Google reckons it's going to take about 16 hours. I'm hoping I can do it in less than that. Yeah. Big challenge. Now, there are a few things, unfortunately, there are a few problems here with this challenge that I'm a little bit worried about, that I'm going to have to overcome to do this. Now, one is I'm quite overweight. When I last did this cycles challenge, I was almost 20 kilos lighter than what I am now. I mean, I'm about to go weigh myself now. I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, and you'll see in a second, but I don't think it's going to be good. But yeah, I'm going to need to lose some weight. And main reason for that being, when you're cycling, being lighter is going to help you. And it's going to make me feel a bit better. I also currently have a bit of a knee problem, and I'm going to need to rehab that. And I'm struggling a little bit with accountability, so hence why I'm doing this video. I'm now going to vlog the entire experience of me training and overcoming whatever barriers I have to doing this 200-mile cycle in one day. Now, in terms of training, my wife is currently away working, so I have this spin bike next to the bed, so I'm going to need to be doing that. The weather in Cornwall at the moment is shocking, so there won't be much outdoor cycling. I do have a push bike which I can take out, and I will be doing strength training in the gym as well, just to kind of build up some strength, build up some muscle mass, also try and rehab this knee. But I'm going to need to be doing predominantly cycling work. So I've got the spin bike in the room, I've got the push bike, and I'm going to be building up over, I think, about 6 months to train for this 200-mile cycle. So yeah, I best get started. Okay, going for the first weigh in. Now, I wouldn't normally weigh in with all these clothes on, but you don't really want to be seeing. Let's see what she says here. Okay, so for those of you that may have not seen that, 105 kilos. Shit. So that is about 2 kilos off the heaviest I have ever been. So that is going to really make a massive difference to the cycling. So I am definitely going to have to lose some weight. Now, luckily with cycling, with all the kind of training that I'm going to be doing, that's going to help with that. But diet is going to be a big thing in this. So let me take you to my kitchen. Luckily, I've already started on this process. Now, for me, when it comes to losing a bit of weight, it's really important for me that I am on top of my nutrition, and I'm best at doing that through meal prepping. So, have a look at my fridge. Well, freezer, sorry. In here, I have been on it with the meal prep. This is going to be really integral for me to be able to stay on top of my nutrition. We've got a bunch of meals in here that are going to keep me going, because I don't know about the rest of you, but shopping when hungry, bad move. I will eat everything. Everything. So, a few things that are going to be really important for me for this cycle, for this 200-mile cycle in Awana, is I need to lose a little bit of weight. That's a given. Fine. I need to get on the bike for a lot of hours. That's fine. I need to try and rehab my knees, so going to the gym, getting stronger. So, this is day one of the vlog. Thank you for coming on. Here are going to be a few shots of different bits, but thank you for joining me. This is going to be exciting, scary. I'm doing this all on my own. I don't have a nutrition team, physio, anything like that. It's just me, a spin bike in my bedroom, and the gym. Get on. Now, like most people who have a piece of exercise kit in their room, this has been predominantly just holding my washing. So I decided I really need to put it into use. And I also made a promise. My wife has gone to work away for a year, and I made a promise to her and myself that this year, while we're both apart, I'm going to really put the work in on myself, my own health, and my own fitness, and my own business, and really push to try and do what I can to improve myself. And it's been a bit of a rubbish start to the year, really trying to get used to that routine of not being with each other. We still talk every day, but it can be tough when you've never been apart for this long. So now I've decided I really need that accountability, so hence this blog. And I'm going to make sure I put the spin bike to work. Now, this is not going to be easy for me, for sure, but I think it's a good challenge. 200 miles in a day is a lot, but I think it can be done. I just have to put the work in, put the time in. So hopefully I can share this experience with you guys. You can help push me along on the way, and maybe this spin bike will actually get a good amount of use. You're going to be seeing a lot of my bedroom. I apologise, but that's where the spin bike's going. So I'm going to keep you updated as often as possible. My training, my nutrition, cycling, how I'm getting on. And in 6 months' time, or less, hopefully, I'll be cycling 200 miles. See you around.